All right, let's talk about a guy who was so rich, his wealth was literally 1.5% of the entire American economy. I mean, my net worth is like half a pizza and a streaming subscription I forgot to cancel. How does that even happen? This is the story of John D. Rockefeller. But more importantly, it's me, Buck, trying to figure out his playbook. Okay, question one. Was he just some rich kid who got a head start? Did Daddy give him a small loan of $1 gazillion? Nope. His dad was a literal con man who sold fake cancer cures and then abandoned the family. Seriously. Young John got his first real job at 16 as a bookkeeper's assistant, a numbers guy. He was so obsessed, he called the day he got the job, Job Day, and celebrated it for the rest of his life. Kind of weird, but okay. He even kept a tiny personal ledger, accounting for every single penny he ever earned or spent. Every single penny. I can't even remember what I had for breakfast. This guy was on another level of discipline. So, answer one. He didn't start with money. He started with an insane obsession with tracking it. All right, next question. How do you go from tracking pennies to commanding a fortune? The oil boom hit. Everyone was rushing out with pickaxes to drill for black gold. It was a frenzy, like a Black Friday sale for dirt. But Rockefeller noticed something. Drilling for oil was a gamble. You could strike it rich, or you could just end up with a very deep, expensive hole. So he thought, why sell the lottery tickets when you can own the machine that prints them? He didn't drill. He built a refinery. The place that takes the gross, sludgy crude oil and turns it into useful stuff like kerosene for lamps. He was selling the pickaxes during the gold rush, the boring, predictable, profitable part of the business. He named his company Standard Oil, promising a uniform, standard quality product in a messy, chaotic market. And this is where it gets crazy. Okay, Buck's question number 3. How did he crush all his competition? He didn't just want to be the biggest fish. He wanted to be the only fish in the entire ocean. His first move was something called horizontal integration. Sounds fancy and boring, right? Let's translate for my brain. Imagine you own the best pizza shop in town. You make a great pizza. Horizontal integration is when you buy every single other pizza shop in town. All of them. That's what Rockefeller did with refineries. He started buying his competitors, one by one. But how did he afford it? This is the killer move. He went to the railroads, the main way to transport oil. He said, listen, I ship so much oil, more than anyone else combined. Give me a discount. And they did. But then he added the secret sauce. For every barrel my competitors ship with you, you owe me a little kickback. Wait, what? He was getting paid when his competition succeeded. My brain just did a cartwheel. This meant his shipping was dirt cheap, while his rivals' costs went up. He could sell his kerosene for less than it cost them to even make it. He would then go to them and say, your business is failing. Let me buy you out. Don't fight me, join me. Within a few years, he controlled 90% of the oil refining in the entire country. 90%. Okay, that is some next-level thinking. My mind is officially blown. If you're finding these insane business breakdowns useful, maybe subscribe. We could be confused together. But he didn't stop there, which leads to my next question. How do you get even bigger than owning the whole market? This is where vertical integration comes in, another term that makes my eyes glaze over. Back to our pizza shop. You own all the pizza places now, but you still have to buy your ingredients from other people. You have to buy flour from the flour mill, tomatoes from the farmer, cheese from the dairy, boxes from the box factory. Vertical integration is when you say, forget that, and you buy the flour mill, and the tomato farm, and the box factory. You even buy the trucks that deliver the pizzas. You own every single step from the dirt to the dinner table. Rockefeller did exactly that. He bought the land with the trees to make his own barrels. He bought the chemical plants for his refineries. He built his own pipelines to transport oil, cutting out the railroads he once relied on. Total control. By controlling every step, he could force his costs down to almost nothing. Every fraction of a cent saved, multiplied by millions of barrels, became a fortune. He was playing a different game. While everyone else was trying to earn a dollar, he was focused on saving a penny, but on a massive scale. He basically created a money-making ecosystem where he paid no outsiders. All the money stayed inside his system. This complete control is called a monopoly. And my next question is, isn't that illegal? Yeah, people started getting pretty mad. They called him a robber baron, crushing the little guy for his own gain. Journalists and politicians started coming after him. The government decided that one company having that much power was not great for anyone else. This led to the Sherman Antitrust Act, a law designed specifically to break up monopolies like his. In 1911, the Supreme Court ruled that Standard Oil had to be dismantled, broken up into 34 separate, smaller companies. So he lost, right? Game over. The little guys won. This is the most insane part of the whole story. The breakup was the best thing that ever happened to his wallet. See, he was the largest shareholder in the parent company. So when it split, he got a huge chunk of shares in all 34 new companies. And what happened when these companies could finally compete with each other freely? Their value exploded. Companies you might have heard of, like Exxon, Mobil, Chevron, they all came from the breakup of Standard Oil. His personal fortune didn't shrink. It doubled, then tripled. The government tried to stop him and accidentally made him the richest man in modern history. It's wild how one company could dominate everything. What's an industry you think is controlled by just a few players today? Drop in the comments. I want to see what you guys think. So my final question, what did he even do with all that money? He pivoted. He retired from business and spent the last 40 years of his life giving his money away. But he did it like a business. He didn't just write checks. He created foundations for science, medicine, and education. He funded the research that eradicated hookworm in the American South. He helped create the modern medical school system. He applied the same ruthless efficiency he used to build his monopoly to the world of philanthropy. So, what did I, Buck, learn from all this? First, obsession with the small details matters. Every penny counts. Second, don't just follow the crowd. While everyone was digging for oil, he was building the refinery. Find the boring, essential job. And third, the real power isn't just in making a product, it's in controlling the entire system around that product. He wasn't just in the oil business. He was in the business of business itself.